Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first edition of Downtown Matters with me, Diana. I'm Diana. I'm the Executive Director of Kissimmee Main Street. And before I get to my wonderful guest that's here with me today, I do want to tell you why we came up with the idea of doing this show called Downtown Matters. It's a short show, and its main purpose is just to highlight our historic downtown Kissimmee, our beloved town that may not be perfect and has room for growth, but has a lot of beauty and positivity that I think is important to share. That positivity includes the merchants of the downtown who give their all at their businesses, the events that we have, the happenings, and the history. So we'll be sharing all that with you every week here at 11 a.m. My first guest today for our first show is Daisy Lopez-Cid. Hi, Daisy.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for coming here today for the first show. So, like, you're gonna
Wow.
you're gonna break the ice.
Oh.
You're gonna set the standard. Are you ready?
I have a tendency to do those things.
That's awesome, which is why we invited you. Daisy is the owner of ReMax Premier Properties located at 404 Broadway. And you've been a realtor for 18 years?
Yes.
Okay, 18 years. And she is also the 2018 president of the National Association of Hispanic Professional Real Estate Professionals.
Right.
Daisy, tell us a little bit about where you're from and what led you here.
Where I'm from. Okay, so I am born and raised in New York. My parents are from Puerto Rico, so that makes me a New Yorican. And I moved here in 1997, and in 2001, I was able to get my license, and I started doing real estate, which is great in Florida.
So in 2001, you got your license, and it wasn't the Kissimmee that we see now, right?
No.
Right.
No.
So what was it like back then?
Wow, I remember selling Point Siena. I remember selling St. Cloud, Kissimmee, our downtown. Wow, there was a lot of pasture. It's grown tremendously and in the right direction.
And the Latino base has grown.
That has grown.
Yes, yes. and when we look at the downtown, we're seeing a lot of businesses that are opening that are Spanish speaking,
Yes.
that are Latino owned. When you came in, when did you buy the first building in the downtown? And I assume it was the 404, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that was the first building that I purchased in Kissimmee. I had my office at the Loop.
Okay.
When the Loop first started. And it was just not, I didn't choose downtown. Downtown chose me. It was the right place, right thing for me to do for my business. I had the opportunity to purchase my building. And at that time, it was, it was 2011. So it was a crazy time. And I was able to purchase it, and I purchased my building. It was amazing for this little girl from New York who grew up in poverty to be able to buy a building in Kissimmee.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty amazing, and I hold that near to me. And since then, it's been a great journey.
Part of the stories that I want to share with as part of Downtown Matters is to tell the stories of our entrepreneurs, to provide hope to others who want to become entrepreneurs, but also to spotlight the differences that we have in the downtown. It's so diverse that I love the idea of someone who's been here forever, like the Parsons who own buildings down here, but also, and the Laniers who have been here for a long time, but also the Lopez-Cids who have come here and said, you know what, I can make my dreams come true too, because that provides inspiration to others who are out there. So you've been here now since 2011 as a realtor and working in the downtown. And you've seen some of these changes and you've seen the growth, but your business webpage reads specifically, "Let our family help yours." And I noticed that your husband works with you, your daughter works with you, so it's very much a family affair. How is it working? Because we have a lot of our businesses that are family owned and operated, which is the case with a lot of small businesses. How's that? Working with your husband on a daily basis? Do you drive into work together?
Oh God, no. He does his thing, I do mine. Okay. It's really hard to work with your spouse. It's definitely not easy. If you let it go, if you let it be, it's 24 hours of work. But again, he does his thing, I do mine, and my daughter does hers. But the family affair is including my agents, right? So it's the whole office as a family. We actually, the culture that we have there that I've created, that I'm so proud of, that you don't see too often, is we eat together, we cry together, we dance and we sing together. We do a lot of things together, and I think that that's where it's not just my husband and my daughter and myself. It's all of us, and we're a part of each other. So that's where Let My Family Help Yours came
I
from.
love it. I love it. And I think that because it's, you said that, your employees became family. And that happens a lot of times with the small businesses. You notice a lot of times, because Kissimmee Main Street runs the Welcome Center, we have people who come in and say, it's like I step back in a Hallmark movie. Like I'm walking down the street, and sometimes if you come on a regular basis, even our snowbirds start to become so accustomed to that downtown feel that people learn your name, and you go into a restaurant and people know your face. And
It's the
I
best.
think it makes our downtown so unique, and such, those 5 blocks and soon to be more blocks when the Main Street corridor starts to blend in more cohesively. But the idea that everybody knows your name and you're welcomed here, and I love that about our downtown.
And you can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Mr. Matadors, right? Mr. and Mrs. Matadors, we're coming over with a group. Do you have a table for us? Three Sisters. Any of the places that you go downtown, you know each other and you can
Right.
expect each other." And we welcome each other with open arms.
And it's organic. It's
Yes.
not planned.
No.
It's just something. I mean, we know that, and Angela's not here. Hi, Angela. Angela's our small business liaison. But when we need something from Makinson, we'll just call and be like, hey, we're going to send somebody by to pick it up. Make us a ticket.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love, love, love that hands-on, welcome. We're going to embrace you. We're going to make you part of us kind of feel that the downtown has here in Kissimmee. So one of the things that now we're all dealing with is COVID. Hopefully the tail end of COVID, as we continue to navigate through that. What are you seeing in the form of, the prices of these commercial buildings? And what did you see before? What do you see now? And where do you think it's going to take us?
So COVID is not something that we asked for, right? COVID came. It's just, anyway, it's here. Our market was doing well. But through COVID, I'll tell you that the real estate industry has still is done well. I closed my office for a month and a half, and of course we worked from home, and my agents were still closing deals. It's prolonged the loan process because certain situations you have to go through now through COVID, and loss of jobs. But we're still closing deals. I'll tell you that the month of March, April, they were amazing. In the center of COVID. And we continue to do that. Interest rates are low. And from what I hear, they're going to stay low, which means it's a great time to purchase, right? You got a great interest rate. And if you want to sell, it's a great time to sell because you're getting what you want out of your home or your commercial property. So either way you look at it, the market is good and we need to keep it going.
So going forward, I guess the message would be don't be afraid because COVID is here that the prices, and don't be misled to believe the prices are drastically reducing also, because that seems to be a tactic with a lot of people too, like buy now or sell now.
No. I had some people come into my office the other day and specifically asked for me, and I sat with them, and they happened to be clients that I worked with 10 years ago, and they said, Daisy, I heard that the property's values are going down, we need to sell. I said, no you don't. You if you want to sell, yes, the time is right to sell, but the property values are not going down right now. We're doing well. The market is doing well. If you want to purchase, if you want to sell because you want to purchase something else, that's different, right? But don't
Sell
believe
because
everything
you want
hear.
to, need to, not because you're scared.
Exactly.
Yeah. This would be a good time to remind everybody, Daisy's office is located at 404 Broadway. And if someone needs to reach the office, what's the number?
407-343-4245.
So they can reach you or one of your agents there at any time. I know that there's someone there
We're
all the time.
open Monday through Friday.
And right next door is a mortgage company.
I have
correct?
a mortgage company close by. I have a title company close by. But you know what? We are all working and doing what we have to do to get through COVID together.
Wonderful. And I think that's true of the downtown. We keep sending the message that the downtown's open, it's safe, come back, support right now. The hardest hit, arguably maybe, but the hardest hit is your small businesses and keeping them open. I'm really happy to say we haven't, some have had to close their doors, mainly in the form of like beauty and salon types, because as you know, they weren't allowed to see anybody at the beginning of COVID. And it's hard to not have, be able to supply, a service and still pay your rent. So I think that caused, there were the main ones that were hit. But overall, we haven't seen many closures, and I'm happy to say that, because Kissimmee Main Street has worked really hard to keep our merchant stores open by coming up with, creative promotions and marketing. And one of those creative promotions that we're coming up with that I wanted to share and thank you publicly for was our Boo on Broadway.
Oh, I love Halloween. You know that.
Yes, I do. You are one of the biggest supporters of our annual Halloween trick or treat, which happens every last Friday in October. However, this year, because of COVID, we can't have it.
I know, that's so sad.
So we would usually see about 5,000 people in the downtown, right?
It's amazing.
It was bananas.
Yes,
It's such a great event.
We start at 5 o'clock, and I don't close my doors until about 9:30.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see all the kids come by and get the candy, and my agents come out and we all dress up as you know.
Dressed up. You've got blow ups. You've got a DJ.
Yes, we have.
You've got a party within the party.
Yes, but we make it fun for the kids,
Yeah.
and they love it. And this year we can't have it, and we'll have it again next year. We'll be the first ones out there, getting candy and doing what we have to do for Halloween. But this year, I love what you've done with the program, right? So we are still sponsoring. We're still sponsoring. We're still part of it, and you're still going to give out candy. Now you're doing, which by the way, I think I want to enter my puppy.
Your puppy. So we have a few components to the Boo on Broadway, the virtual Boo on Broadway.
Yes.
One is the 31 Days of Sweet Treats, which allows children to still have an opportunity to get candy. They will they're able to come to local businesses and at the Main Street office, and even if their parents want to, download it online, a coloring sheet. And once that coloring sheet is completed, it's from 4 to 14. So if your 4-year-old scribbles all over it, understand we're not grading, we want them involved and we want them to get an opportunity to have candy. So once the coloring sheet is completed, you bring it back to the Main Street office at 421 Broadway, and then your child is entered into a contest. One entry per child, and understand that one entry gives them 31 chances to win a basket that ReMax Premier Properties has sponsored, that contains, and the city of Kissimmee has sponsored, that has candy and art supplies and just things to let them know that we still thought about them, even though we had to, kind of amend it due to COVID.
And that's so important to our children. My grandkids are going stir crazy at the house, right? They're doing virtual learning, and they're home. They don't go anywhere, right? They're used to going to school, coming home, and letting go, and it's like they're doing, everything is there for them. So this, being able to submit the coloring chart and being able to get candy for 31 days, I think it's a great, kudos to you.
Thank you
for doing that, and I know that our merchants are happy about it as well.
Awesome. And you did mention the puppy contest. So we have a canine costume contest. So if you have a little 4-legged friend that you want to dress up or want to take pictures of dressed up, because some people tend to dress them up all year round, you can submit that to Kissimmee Main Street at info@KissimmeeMainStreet.org, which will enter your canine into a contest where they can win a basket that's sponsored by Main Street Pizza, and that Main Street Pizza and Sit and Pretty, that gives a free dog grooming and some treats for your dog too.
I love that.
All right, so we have a lot of things going on. I'll continue to mention them. Another thing is a family photo contest. So submit, a picture of your family dressed up, and you can be entered into another contest that you can win a family pizza pack from Broadway Pizza. You can win a game from one of our businesses downtown, a gaming place. Really cool concept. They play games like all day long, and so it's really a downtown homage to Halloween, and saying, hey, you know what, we still care, we still want to embrace you, we still want you to have fun.
I love what you did. I love what you did. You didn't just do it for the
House
children.
Rules Gaming.
There you go.
That's the name.
House Rules Gaming?
House Rules Gaming in our downtown. It's right above the florist. right above the
Okay.
floor. So yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
You didn't only do it for the kids, but you did it for the whole family.
the family,
which
Yep.
is great.
And the little puppies.
And the puppies.
And couples, because we have Boney and Clyde, which is a set of skeletons that you're going to find throughout the downtown hiding soon, and take a selfie with them to be entered into a couple's basket. So, yeah, so definitely lots of stuff going on. Please visit our website at KissimmeMainStreet.org, where you can get information about all of those events, or continue to follow us on Facebook, because we'll be updating you.
Great.
Back to you. So, in reference to our downtown, we know that we're a historic downtown, but we've never been registered as a historic downtown. Is that something that you think would be beneficial to the businesses? Obviously, with historic preservation, you can access grants for facades. You can improve some of the downtown. So I want to talk to you about one, because the other side of that for some of the businesses is, wait a minute, now you're going to tell me which colors I can paint. Now you're going to tell me what my business has to look like, that kind of thing. And then also on the tail end of that, also, what kind of improvements do you think our downtown needs? Because we want to focus on the positive, but part of being positive is understanding that we need to improve, because there's a way to do that.
There's always a way to improve, right? If you think, we learn something new every day. If you think you know it all, then you're done, right? In my business, you learn something new every day. And you have to be open to that. So as the historic downtown, there's a good thing and there's a bad thing to that. Just like you said, some business owners may say, oh, wait a minute, now you're telling me what to do. But on the good side to that, you have everything looking the same, right? Everything looks the same, and we're keeping it up. So what's the word I'm looking for? Conformity. Everything's, it's like having an HOA, right? Exactly, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you have uniform always looks good, right? Everything looking the same, the brick, the colors, whatever the case may be, and you have your different flavor inside your office. But I mean, as far as historic, I would have to look and see what that entails in order to be for it or against it. I'm always for whatever is going to help our downtown grow. Right? I don't look at it just for me and my business. I look at it as a whole. But that's the way I look at things. Others may not be that way. But we need to be able to come together to grow our downtown. What do we need? I think we need more involvement of our merchants. I mean, I don't know if you're seeing it. I know that we have a large group that's already in there. But if you can get more is always better. Then you get a bunch of ideas and thoughts, right? Which is
That's
harder
good. That's
for you.
okay. That's all right.
It's harder for you. But I think, coming together and growing our downtown is something that's definitely needed for us to move downtown forward.
And what about aesthetics? What are some of the things that if you were sitting with a bunch of the building owners downtown, not the ones leasing the buildings, because they only have so much control, but the building owners themselves, like, what are some of the things you would say, hey, you know what, if you guys just did this, it would be low cost, but it would be such a major improvement?
It comes from the owners in pride, right? I pride myself in what I do, how I look, how my building looks. Right now, I'm in the process of restuccoing my building, new awnings, new doors. But that takes time, right? And I was in that process before COVID, so COVID kind of put a halt to it. But I'm still working on that plan, right? It's about us, the owners, and how we feel about our building. If it's just something that we're purchasing and it's gonna create an income for us, then that's different, right? But the downtown owners, we need to have pride. Our downtown is our downtown. That's what's creating.
It's the heart. A downtown is the heartbeat of all cities. And when you look at a downtown like Kissimmee, that's so historic. You have Makinson Hardware that's been there for over 100 years. You have the Lanier's Antique Shop that's been there for over 40 years. You have families that are there and been there for a long time. I think one of the things with the growth that we talked about was that, what's the true identity of Kissimmee and our downtown, and how that would then answer some of those aesthetics. Like, if we had a true identity, like, this is what we are. I always use this example when I talk to people. I know exactly what I'm getting when I go to New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I know what food to expect. I know, the French Quarters. I know. Kissimmee needs that same type of identity. If you if you had to say this would be the identity of who we are, whether it's the we go the old thing that people say all the time, from cowboys to characters, where is it that Kissimmee is now, and where can we go to develop that identity?
So I always like the idea of where we were, where we are, and where we're going. Right? Cowboys don't need to go away. We can still have that and unite. I think that the diversity that we have in our downtown, if we show that diversity, I mean, come on, you can come downtown and learn or eat, taste different foods from every place, different people, different places, different countries. I think that would be show what our town is, right? And our town is full of diversity.
Yes, it is.
And if we have that diversity, if we push that diversity in our downtown, I think that'll be our
identity would be somewhat of embracing our past while celebrating the future.
I love that.
Yeah. One of the corners that stands out to me all the time, and we do Imagine the Possibilities tours at Kissimmee Main Street. So whether it's that you want to open a business or you just want to look at possibly doing business with the downtown, we do these tours where we show the highlights of our downtown. And one of my favorite corners is the Buchito corner, because it's Buchito, which is the Cuban coffee, next to Nadia's, which is the Mediterranean food.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is directly next door to a Jamaican restaurant, which is directly next door to a Puerto Rican and Dominican barbershop. I mean, and across the street, you have a diner, a diner that's been in existence since, I'm sorry, I don't know exactly when, right next to Matadors, which is Spanish infusion. So, that whole corner there speaks to who we are.
Yeah.
The diversity that is our downtown, the diversity that is the owners and the families that establish themselves here.
But we need to highlight that, right?
Yes.
And our owners need to come out, our merchants need to come out and bring that all together. No, listen, we're here, we're open, we're doing business, and this is what you can do. Maybe we can do some kind of, I don't know, we can figure something out offline.
We can.
But, highlight all our businesses. Come out one day and just have, after COVID, of course.
Yes.
But I love what you just said, right? So you go from Cuban to Mediterranean to Jamaican to the barbershop to different. And that's what our downtown is, right? We're so diverse. That's what we need to push.
Awesome. So it's almost time to close. Is there anything you want to leave the people with about our downtown?
I don't like Facebook. I don't like live, but you got me here to do it.
Thank you.
To our merchants, let's get together. Let's do this. I am very much a go get it done kind of person. So let's not talk about it. Let's make it happen. We want to grow. We can't leave that responsibility to others. We need to do it ourselves, right? Let's take pride in our buildings. Let's work on them. Let's get them up and ready and going and looking beautiful like you. My building is an example of me, the way I carry myself and what I do. And
it's fancy if you've never been there.
Well, no, it's not.
No, when you go in, the water feature.
Well, I like it. The tranquility.
It's very much,
well, that's one of the features that why I purchased the building. But, we need to take pride in our business. We need to take pride in our buildings. We need to take pride in our downtown. Because I'll tell you, I'm here and I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm always going to do what I can to make sure that my corner looks good. If I can do anything to help you, please reach out to me. My number is there. And if you should have my cell number.
Give it to him one more time.
I'll give you my office number right now.
Perfect.
407-343-4245. That's my office number. My name is Daisy Lopez-Cid. Reach out. I'm there.
Thank you so much. In the vein of growth, I just want to congratulate Big John's. John Glover, owner of Big John's Barbecue, is now expanding.
Yes.
And he is having his grand opening of his new location right on the lakefront. So he's going to do a whole Southern-themed restaurant that's even bigger than just barbecue. So congratulations to John Glover.
Looking forward to that, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Also, and we'll talk about this more next week, Savion is having his anniversary, who's been on the corner on Dakin Avenue. So a lot of, know, a lot of growth, a lot of success in the downtown. Thank you guys for joining us. Just a reminder, I will be here every Wednesday talking to a business in the downtown, or maybe somebody who's doing an event, or maybe somebody who knows about history. Whatever it is, it will be downtown centered, and I hope that you join me. You can set an alert for when we go live. Please use a hashtag if you share this, Downtown Matters. Please make sure that you use the hashtag Kissimmee Main Street. And most importantly, again, join us weekly here when we talk about it. Like, share, follow. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Bye.